On the issue of improving the relationship between the islands of St. Kitts and Nevis, progress will only be made if it is based on fairness and trust, according to Premier Mark Brantley. The Premier of the Nevis Island Administration said he expects a follow-up meeting with Prime Minister Dr. Terrance Drew soon to further discuss the matters and to take them forward. At his July monthly press conference, SK Newsline queried the Premier about his expectations on the young St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party-led federal government compared to what transpired under the Team Unity administration, the three-party coalition federal government in which Brantley served as Minister of Foreign Affairs.
We want to be fair. So for us, it's not about better off or worse off necessarily. We want an open, transparent process of sharing the resources of the country. And in fact, what we had proposed during the Team Unity era was a pretty fair way, because we said, let us base it on population. So you take CBI, Citizenship by Investment. If the proceeds from Citizenship by Investment 1 year was $600 million, then Nevis would get its 24%, I think it was, 25%. St. Kitts would get its 75%. If the following year those receipts fell to $300 million, Nevis will get its 25%, St. Kitts will get its 7%. We will be worse off in the year 2 because the overall amount is less, but it will be worse off proportionally to St. Kitts. What the problem we had was that we were getting $500 and $600 million coming into the country, and Nevis was getting 40 or 50 million, and St. Kitts was getting the balance. Because when we did the analysis of the revenue stream over the course of the life of the program, recall that our analysis suggested that Nevis only got 7% of the revenue from CBI, while St. Kitts got 93%. And those numbers were never refuted. Even in the height of the political to-in and fro-in, back-in and forth-in, those numbers were never refuted. We were accused of many things. We can't spend money, we're greedy, we all kind of things, but the percentages were never disputed.
Premier Brantley was firmly of the view that the treatment of Nevis, currently under Prime Minister Dr. Drew, was one based upon respect and trust.
For us, it's not really a question of are you better off or worse off. For us, it's can we have a transparent mechanism? It allows us now better planning as well, because we can have forecasts and we can say, well, all right, we anticipate that this will be the revenue, just as we would anticipate each budget what our revenue is going to be, rather than a situation that currently exists where we are essentially dependent on St. Kitts determining what proportion of this will Nevis get. I have commended Prime Minister Drew because his approach thus far has been far more open and transparent than even the government that I was a part of. Imagine that. That I am now in opposition, but I'm getting greater transparency from a government to which I am in opposition than a government where I sat in cabinet as a senior minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs. You ask, will we be better off? Will we be worse off? I think we are already better off because there is a level of openness. There's a level of mutual respect. There's a level of dialogue that never existed. And so I credit the new Prime Minister because, in my humble opinion, thus far, he has been far more open than the Prime Minister that I sat with in the cabinet on a weekly basis, and the one that I engaged with on a weekly basis, because he was very adept at hiding information, particularly financial information, from his own cabinet.
It is understood that the task force, when activated, will address a range of matters, including administrative and constitutional issues that affect both islands as part of its duties. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.